Hi everyone. I didn't think I'd be doing a follow-up to the Zoe video. However, it seems like yesterday, someone named Mombot, a Japanese woman. Wow, this is really loud. Let me lower that. Let me lower that a bit. There we go. So, a Japanese woman named Mombot. She's a Gamergate person, well known for exposing people that work associated with con. She pretended to be a guy, and then someone named Izzy tried to dox them, and they turned out to be fake docs. And of course, that group of the Gamergate activists, the people that oppose it, they never hold their own accountable. Why would they do that? But she linked this thing on Medium. I don't know who this Flyer Auckland is, but it's apparently a 26-minute read. It might be longer. There's evidence regarding Secret Gamer Girl's ongoing harassment of Soha Kareem. Now, Secret Gamer Girl is part of the Crash Override sort of thing that I spoke about in the previous video. I thought that she was against Zoe, that she disassociated with Zoe. However, it seems as though she hasn't completely, as she's still harassing somebody that I believe Zoe told her to harass. Now, as this note says, there's several people who are trans or non-binary. This person attempted to use the preferred pronouns for everyone, but it does get a little confusing. There's rumors that Secret Gamer Girl is a guy pretending to be a girl, not a transgender person, a guy pretending to be a girl. I could be wrong. That's not my concern. It's never, I don't really do the whole, transgender whatever, because, that's a personal thing. That's not an overall thing. And when you talk about the transgender stuff, then even when you're trying to discuss something else entirely, it always ends up going back to the transgender stuff, and I don't want to do that, so I don't really pass any judgment about who identifies as what most of the time. So Secret Gamer Girl, also writing under the name Violet Hargrave, was recently confronted over lying about Soha and disavowed by multiple people, including one of her Gamergate-era associates, Catherine Cross, for her grudge against Soha. Now, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing Soha wrong. I figured the history of this spat deserves a closer look. I had previously researched Secret Gamer Girl's grudge against Soha back in April, and revealed that she was not only lying about not knowing who Soha was, but she had in fact been harassing her alongside others. That's interesting. It certainly changes my perspective on the Crash Override thing, sort of. Because even though Secret Gamer Girl wrote that thing, disavowing Zoe, she still behaves like one of the Crash Override goons. Sorry, it's water. I need to... Oh. Whatever, I'll cut and paste it later. Okay. When Secret Gamer Girl and the others from her clique refer to Soha, they are speaking of Soha Kareem, Soha El Sabawi. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. who goes by at Sokarimi on Twitter. Soha is a bisexual Arab Canadian woman. She was born in Saudi Arabia to an Iraqi mother and Palestinian father. They moved to Canada when she was 5. First of all, I'd like to give credit. Referring to Soha as an Arab instead of a Muslim already shows me that this person knows what they're talking about. I've for I guess years now I've disliked the term Islamophobia because it's really just racist against Arabs because you're stereotyping Arabs as Muslims and therefore as terrorists. Anyways, I'm getting off track. She was born in Saudi Arabia, who was involved in the Toronto indie game dev scene, which presumably led to her meeting Zoe Quinn, who was also involved. Soa is part of alt games community and made a Twitter bot to promote these games. Soa got a job, as Riot Games Diversity and Inclusion Manager in August 2015 and moved to the USA. Soa's association with Zoe Gamergate and her involvement in alt games is what led to her being targeted and harassed by members of Secret Gamer Girl and other members of the Crash Override network. So here we are again, talking about Crash Override being all about anti-abuse and harassing someone that Zoe might have personal beef with. Secret Gamer Girl has personally been harassing Soa since March 2015 up through this post in September 2018. While others involved at Con were involved in minor spats with Soa, several... Hang on a second. Okay, good. Several years ago, only Secret Gamer Girl has continued the harassment while at the same time denying that she knows who Soa is. Now, I was checking to see if my mouse was thing because I just realized I'm doing the thing that I do that pisses everyone off. Soa can be seen tweeting at Zoe as far back as at least April 2013 and would go on to support Zoe during the Wizard Chan Depression Quest drama. So here she is, Zoe Quinn. The harassment started at 4chan, where her phone number was also leaked. In December 2013, Zoe's one of 3 developers on Depression Quest, but the only woman and the only one receiving this harassment out of all 3. I hate to say, but women like Zoe with bigger profiles get way worse than what I get. Fuck Zoe. Oh, no. Fuck Zoe. I'm so sorry. Okay. Subtweet time is my favorite time. This song has been stuck in my head for 24 hours now. Makes like, for you, love this, blah, 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 blah. She also supported Zoe in the 2014 at the onset of Gamergate, so his initial response seems to have been hand-waving the accusations made about Zoe. Those accusations being that Zoe's an abuser. How dare you fuck more than one person who isn't your high school sweetheart turned fiance? I hope they're lobbying to get the guy who cheated on his wife fired for his immorality. Wait. The thing... Why aren't they doing the thing? Oh my god, they're doing that thing. What losers? The thing would be to fuck off. Yeah, I'd want people who are telling me I'm wrong to leave too. Oh, that's low ping. Oh, here's the screen cap. I'm not sure exactly what happened between them, but Soa and Zoe seem to have stopped tweeting each other in December 2014. That's only like... It's only 4 months. Jesus. It was perhaps fatigue over Gamergate continuing for months. Soa will later start airing her annoyances with what she dubbed Gamergate activists, referring to people like Secret Gamer Girl and other anti-Gamergaters that dedicated themselves to tweeting about Gamergate. I agree. I don't like those people. Gamergate activists tend to be the ones that sexually prey upon women after accusing everyone else of being sexual predators. When a member of Crash Override, I don't know what's this? Zoe's just going, no, yes. Okay, whatever. When a member of Crash Override chat group leaked an early draft of Zoe's book, they said that the chat group had been, most of the time, been focused on attacking people that Zoe didn't like, including former allies that had earned Zoe's ire. Is this going to link me back? Oh, yeah, here's the paste bin. Yeah. Yeah, see, I told... Zoe is not a good person, and everyone backing her and defending her reaped what they sowed. I'm sorry that they got fooled by a con woman, but that's what happened. And my stance is never going to change on that. I don't care about Gamergate. I don't care about journalism ethics. What I care about is that an abuser abused someone, and when that victim tried to hold her accountable, her friends, who also happened to be game journalists, circled the wagon and was like, no, it's a harassment campaign. Just because, no, and unfortunately, I suppose 8chan, 4chan might have made things worse by posting those nudes of her. Might have made things worse. However, that does not change the fact that Zoe is an abuser, and I need to close this and turn this to Do Not Disturb. Shop Manga Monday to get Monster Volume 1. Ooh! Whether the romantic rival that Zoe made... Okay. Secret Gamer Girl herself said in a post on Tumblr that she and the chat group had been encouraged by Zoe to pick a fight with former romantic rival that largely turned ugly, and Zoe was actively looking to shift the blame onto anyone else, making Secret Gamer Girl something of a scapegoat. While we don't know if Gamer Girl was referring to Soha as the romantic rival of Zoe, it seemed probable since they both were in Toronto, and Soha seemed to be the only one I have seen get targeted by the con group that could fit that description. Whether the romantic rival that Zoe made the con group attack actually refers to Soha or not doesn't really matter, because we can see that I can't believe this is the more I read this, the more disgusted I get with the people, because like I get it, you know, the world's shit right now. I don't think Trump's that good of a president, and you know, feminism and stuff is important. Just but then you've got people like Zoe who are using feminism as their sort of mob, as sort of their like mafia, to bully other people because she's a piece of shit. Whether the romantic rival, okay, because we can see that Secret Gamer Girl and other members of Con did go after Soha repeatedly. Something I didn't catch last time was that all of Soha's tweets were being almost immediately archived for several months back in 2015. Usually within minutes of her making them, but sometimes within seconds, which fits the MO of the Con group, as they did that to other targets too. Oh, here's Secret Gamer Girl's Tumblr post. As the issue of Harper's Blacklist was growing difficult to ignore, Quinn became more isolated, at first focused on book writing, but also clearly bored with the whole anti-abuse scene, and conflicted over how to address the aforementioned neo-Nazi showing his true colors and attacking the rest of us more and more openly. Quinn had also encouraged everyone to pick a fight with a former romantic rival that largely turned ugly and was actively looking to shift the blame onto anyone else, making me into something of a scapegoat. Despite me not having stuck my foot into that particular mess, privately suggesting to people that I shouldn't be trusted as I never trusted anyone with my real name. Now, see, even though Secret Gamer Girl is saying this, I guess she's just a giant piece of shit too. I'm just thinking everyone in Con is a big piece of shit, including Ian, which I believe is the neo-Nazi that they're referring to. He's not a neo-Nazi. He's just a fucking dork. Now he's just the far right equivalent of what he was when he was on their side. In addition to Soha, there are a couple of other people that were friends with Soha and part of alt games who Secret Gamer Girl ended up attacking. Namely, Jita Jackson and Apple Cider Mage. On March 11th, 2015, we can see rumblings of the Ally Zone feud that would erupt in 2015 as Jita complained that Gamergate had made it impossible to criticize intra-group allies. Here's the fucked up thing. GG has created a climate where discussing intergroup problems is literally impossible. It's always been hard, mind you, but now it's extra impossible. We should be able to say, discuss a subreddit full of allies being gross without it feeling like someone's going to harass them. We shouldn't have an environment where women and people of color have to sweep abuse, harassment from allies, or even general grossness under the rug. For the benefit of having a solid front, it's all for the greater good that marginalized people keep their mouths shut. If you're telling a marginalized person not to speak out on a microaggression, abuse, or harassment, think about who that benefits. Well, see, here's the problem. You can. The longer... Okay, I don't know who this Jita person is, but here's the problem. The longer you pretend and lie and cover up and have a solid front for the greater good, the harder it's going to crumble when this all hits you, when everyone realizes, yeah, Zoe was a piece of shit, but we all, we all backed her for the greater good to stop those mean old 4chan trolls. Well, yeah, we didn't pay attention when Zoe abused trans women. We just in the name of stopping those mean old 4chan trolls, dumb motherfuckers. There's so much, especially when people just paint people speaking out about it as talking about something else entirely. Somebody did X and everyone hates them now. No, we felt safe enough to talk about the criticisms we've kept quiet about. It's so hard to say this person is fine, but I'd really prefer if they stopped doing X without it being read as fuck this person. That's the problem with your clique, alright? I can be critical of just about anyone I talk to. It's not a big deal. This is why even though another reason why, even though I'm left-leaning, I don't like far-left activist groups, because they care more about, they don't care about holding themselves accountable. They just care about beating the right, and they'll lie, and they'll cheat, and they'll do anything unethical, or they will throw a plethora of trans women on. If Donald Trump, if the way to impeach Donald Trump would involve running over 20 trans women, you can bet the left activist groups would have the car keys and they'd be running right over those trans women. Anyways. The feud with Soa and Alt Games looks to have had its first skirmish in March 2015 when Zoe made an article about Alt Games being punk on Boing Boing. And Zoe doesn't seem to have mentioned Soha at all. What's this? Punk games. God. You know what? I'm not going to read that because Zoe is garbage. This article led to fighting on social media over Alt Games and whether it was really punk, whether people were gatekeeping, and who was allowed to label themselves Alt Games. Drama over people declaring they were Alt Games before the article came out. Argument over indie games versus Alt Games. People erroneously believing Zoe had created the Alt Games movement, and people were complaining about cis white dudes daring to comment about it. If Soa did have a falling out with Zoe months prior, as it seems, you can easily see why Soa would be quite annoyed that Zoe had caused drama involving something Soa had cared about. Let's see. Alt Games isn't a label, it's a space to boost voices of people trying to make alt games. Zoe's article was wrong. While Soa has since deleted her tweets, from the replies it does appear that she was annoyed that Zoe had wormed herself into alt games without crediting Soa, and Soa wanted to give up over the drama. I don't know what's going on, but it seems annoying. Yes, please, give yourself all the credit. I don't want you to fall in a crack as these discussions rise up. Wow, and to think we were so psyched about Offworld. If I refuse to give up, then you're not allowed to either, blah, blah, blah. Wow, why are people ragging on this? Alt game sounds like a nice thing to me. I don't get the hate. Stick with the love, Soa. I approve of this fucking thing and encourage its use as a place for people to share funky stuff without having an identity. Okay, so the problem, wow, white cis dudes, shut the fuck up, shut your whiny bullshit about alt games. Wow. Alright. In March 2015 incident, this March 2015 incident is where Secret Gamer Girl first started calling Soa Rakshasa, which is Indian for demon, and also an evil monster species from Dungeons & Dragons with an Indian and Middle Eastern aesthetic, which does make it appear to be Secret Gamer Girl using it as a dog whistle for those who knew she was using Rakshasa to refer to the Arab Soha. That's probably really racist. Like, okay, hang on a second. Like, if someone started referring to black people as Shitani or something like that, or as Tasmanian devils or something, that would be very racist, right? So clearly referring to an Arab woman as Rakshasa is like 8 levels of racism, right? That's so awful for an anti-abuse activist to be calling someone. Jesus Christ. While her initial mentions of Rakshasa... Jesus, Secret Gamer Girl's an asshole. Don't indicate exactly who she's talking about. Secret Gamer Girl will later conclusively link Rakshasa to Soha. I am officially one full day behind on Twitter stuff, but apparently this really crazy thing happened earlier, which I suppose needs addressing. Blank wrote Storify, then Zoe wrote this. First of all, read those. Then both Zoe for writing her thing and Simone for appreciating the sentiment were totally mobbed by angry people shouting nonsense. For as I see, there's some sort of dragon that wakes up and starts breathing fire everywhere. If you happen to call indie games alt games, so doing that for safety's sake, and if you see someone shout, "This dragon," is a terrible metaphor. It's more of a spreadable confusion charm effect than a breath weapon. So, alt games Rakshasa, I guess. Dude, she's a cunt. Jesus Christ. What an asshole. One of Secret Gamer Girl's Twitter associates, Madame Plumpette, Jesus, this is more than 26 minutes, supposedly was harassed with ableism about autism and locked down her account, apparently after complaining about alt games gatekeeping. I have no idea what, if anything, actually transpired, and she deleted all of her tweets, and none of it appears to be archived. SGG tweeted at her and bemoaned that followers of the alt games Rakshasa had attacked her. Jesus Christ. Like, that's racist, right? I'm not crazy here. On March 22nd, 2015, Soha, a big Mass Effect fan, had apparently tweeted Mass Effect meme about Shepard, German Shepard. Secret claimed that Soha was a GG'er because she had randomly attacked Zoe and comm member Dina Abu Karam, and Secret Gamer Girl claimed she had tweeted the image solely to make fun of con member and Sarah Butts, who was being accused of bestiality due to IRC logs where Sarah Butts had copy-pasted something in regards to the subject. Ooh, boy, that's a name that I would rather never see again. Sarah's a cunt. And I reserve my respect gender thing. I revoke that when it comes to Sarah. However, or I did at the time. I just misgendered her because you want to fuck children. Fuck you. I don't need to respect you. I don't think I care anymore. I'm too tired to forcefully call someone a he now. Shepard, ever since I met you, I felt this strange bond with you. May I? Okay. SGG tried to get people to attack Soa as a GG'er and claimed that cool feminist types were following her. The following archive provides connective tissue that confirms that SGG was talking about Soa here. This is incredibly minor compared to the Ars Technica debacle, but at some point today, a bunch of people were tweeting this comic around. It features Liara from Mass Effect, German Shepherd. We all love puns. Here's the thing, though. The comic was originally posted by... who cares? If it's not political. It's just, Jesus fucking Christ. Now she could have just posted this because, hey, puns, but let's be real. A GG'er posted a comic about dog sex shortly after Sarah Butts posted an article too ravishly about harassment, was largely hinged on disgusting lie about such. Add it up. Oh, Jesus. Secret Gamer Girl is just as bad as Zoe at this point. Alright, on April 10th, she confirmed that Rakshasa is being used by her to refer to a specific alt games woman, and that's the same one she complained about March 22nd. Despite having done so, Secret Gamer Girl wanted to start calling Soa a Gamergater or GG'er, but said the only reason not to call her one is we have like 100 mutual followers and I'd rather not deal with that fallout. Of course. Of course. Of course. Of course. What an unlikable person. Alright, so Gamergate activists just fucking hate each other, I think, at this point. They're all waiting to turn on each other so that they can somehow get ahead and be like Zoe. And why no one has attempted to take Zoe to task with these blog entries is beyond me. In response to the dual rants, someone asked Secret Gamer Girl who the Rakshasa was, and she said it was a very nasty person who has done some very GG-ish things. She was avoiding naming her because she's not recognized as such by the public at large and may not be as awful as SGG suggests. On April 22nd, the Ally Zone drama began after Soa and others expressed disgust with allies doing nothing but tweeting about Gamergate for the past month and profiting off of Gamergate's bad behavior when they could have been doing more productive things like sharing the work of marginalized folks instead of signal boosting harassment. I agree. That's what you could have been doing. Who are these people? I cannot bear reading the crap anymore. No fucking... And I think I'll have to supplement that with muting all the usual GG targets. No fucking more of this. Well, this is the thing that these people don't seem to realize. Is that the people that can profit off of this don't want it to end. So, you know, Zoe doesn't want this to end. She wants to ride that meal ticket forever. And then, you know, the people like Milo, and I guess now Ethan, if he's got Lady Alchemist on, they don't want these controversies to end. I want the controversy to end. That's why I'm covering this shit, to expose them, to expose at least Zoe and her posse, so that, you know, maybe someday someone will find these and they'll go, hey, we defended Zoe and it was a lie. We're assholes. Okay. When they could have been doing more productive things like sharing the works of marginalized folks instead of signal boosting harassment. This enraged the Con Chat group, particularly Izzy Galvez, who made a series of tweets complaining about feminism gatekeepers, and that he was in the ally zone because he was a cishet man. The resulting drama involved nearly the entire con group, left-wing Twitter, and Gabriel Avocado, Cyber Stalin, which Galvez had started attacking for insulting her. And then involves more users in various levels, including Brian Hughes, Fake Robot Gamer, Alex Leal, and Rebecca Gerb. God. Izzy's a mess. I don't believe... Oh, Ally Zone. Blah, blah, blah. Feminist Ally Zone. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my... OMFG. N person. Are you for real right now? LMAO. Oh my god, I'm having a breakdown. LMAO, you poor thing being barred from feminism. You're a fucking cishet dude who shits on trans people constantly. Alright. I'm now having people attack my gender and ethnicity for some reason and calling me transphobic for calling out toxic people. Wow, really? Really, Izzy? Ah, well, you deserve it. I mean, you're only giving what you dished out. You're only getting what you dished out. Welcome to the years-old problematic joke men versus anime Marxist fight. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. These people are awful. Galvez did admit he was talking about Soa. Galvez was getting insulted by nearly everyone, and the con group came out and forced to defend him. Of course they fucking did. Oh my god. There's too many things to read. I can't read all of these. I'm sorry, I can't read all of these. There's just too much bullshit. Peter Coffin angered Soa's friend Apple Cider Mage by sliding into her mentions. Oh, okay. Let's see. Like, all I see are people trying to manage harassment against themselves while two extremely vocal groups of men fight amongst themselves. Oh, fuck off, Peter. There's that dork. God, Peter, just shut up and go fuck your doll. Alright. Con member SF the Wolf tried to accuse Soa of having petty jealousy of Zoe because some documentary involving Zoe had just come out. This is Soa's petty jealousy of Zoe Quinn. There's really no other motive. Blah, blah, blah. Same GG tactics are even being used. X is antagonist to Y. Y is part of Z marginalized group. Accuse X of being hateful of all Z. I made a mistake. WRT, what timeline I looked at and saw someone talking about Soa's petty jealousy of Zoe, so yeah, nope, I'm done. Because if there's one person whose current life circumstances you have unabashed jealousy for, it's Gamergate enemy number one. It makes no sense, like negative sense, right? Okay. Okay. Secret Gamer Girl mentioned AG Rakshasa and said she was stirring things up with a whole lot of cool people, and said to go look at con member Catherine Cross's timeline, who seems to have been going off about toxic activism as well as This whole thing is toxic activism. Literally all of it. Con, Izzy, Catherine, Secret Gamer Girl, it's all toxic activism, and you're all pieces of shit. And you all deserve each other. I hope you all just fucking get poor and end up in a homeless shelter together. And that would even be too nice. Secret Gamer Girl made a massive rant on Twitter attacking Soa and said she would tell people her name over DMs. Personally, don't want to go naming AG Rakshasa by name. Imagine if she was just saying alt games N-word or N-person. Like, what a piece of shit. Whatever. She also confirmed the GG'er with the Mass Effect comic was indeed Rakshasa, and claimed Soa was responsible for weird, nasty Darvo garbage. For those who don't know, Darvo is deny something. It's Darvo. Let me look it up. Let me look at reaction. Darvo refers to a reaction: deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. So it's like, oh, I'm not the victim. I'm not the harasser. You are. You know, oh, bullshit. Now, people like Zoe will revoke the Darvo, sort of be like, "Oh no, you're using Darvo tactics on me. I'm the victim," even though she's the abuser. Weird, nasty Darvo garbage. Someone who pretends to stand up for people, spreads around to make herself feel big, and that her basic MO is to make baseless accusations that people who seem to be getting more attention than her are glory-seeking, racist, sexist jerks. She described Zoe, but she's speaking about Soa. It's very weird. Wow, 32 minutes. On April 23rd, I'm not even halfway through this fucking thing. On April 23rd, Secret Gamer Girl told someone that someone with a huge vendetta against a lot of big GG targets had started some whisper campaign. This whisper campaign term would be used by others in the con clique, and likely was brainstormed in their chat. Oh, Jesus. The drama kept going for days, and Galvez claiming there was a whisper campaign against him and blamed Alt Games Twitter for subtweeting her. Okay, so is Galvez... No, Galvez is a guy now, right? Still not comprehending how much bitterness is being spread in response to very few very reasonable statements implicating nobody. Whew, wow, this is a lot to... I hate to borrow like a feminist quote, but this is a lot to unpack. I might have to split this up into 2 videos. Jesus. If you can point the people subtweeting me and dogpiling me to these tweets, please do. Most of them have me blocked. No. Ally Zone joke. On April 26th, Secret Gamer Girl was talking to con member David Gallant and said there was a growing need for a simple term that covers nasty little cabals that attack people over nothing with Darvo tactics. I call it Crash Override Network. And again said it was a bit fair to compare such people to Gamergate, and the story fight from April 10th is implied to be related. On May 7th, the Ally Zone drama was still going, and Galvez tried to say both he and Rebecca Gerber were targeted by a whisper campaign. A whisper campaign. On June 28th, Soa tweeted that the same sentiments she had back in April, that people shouldn't be signal boosting Gamergate and do something productive instead. Scheduled reminder to boost diverse creators' work and funding options, Patreon, PayPal, rather than boosting their harassers. Online harassment is a real daily tear, but there are ways to discuss it without defining folks' careers with it. I mean, many of us who want to move on also have been harassed, terrorized online, and there are convos folks can have at the same time without being the faces of online harassment. On June 29th, Soa yelled at Super Space Dad for sending his followers to ask Apple Cider Mage why he was blocked. Folks, if someone has you blocked, it's okay. You don't need an explanation or reason. Move on, pet a dog, have a lemonade. On July 25th, or 2015, Made Apple Cider was still angry about Coffin creeping on her in April. Let's see. Oh, it's Lana Del Rey. Lana's cool, right? I think. I don't know. On July 5th, so I was printing over Ian's defection from Anti-Gamergate and how she had called Chung out for the same things people were now saying about him. She tweeted about performative activism and how it was a problem that people were being made afraid to call out others in social justice circles. Let's see. Oh, God. This is why I'm suspicious of performative... Performative activism is a great term. I believe I've used that term before. Twitter is useful to an extent, but tweeting about social justice things all day or screenshotting abusive shit isn't work. Yep, this is a huge... I like Soka. Soka's cool. Soka's got the right idea. Soka probably hates me. She probably has me blocked. Soha, I mean. Why did I read that as Soka? Soha was featured alongside Wu, Tanya, and others in a Playboy.com article about women whipping the video game industry into shape. Jesus. On July 17th, the Man in Black was still spreading lies about Soha, and she and the Con clique were angry because Soha had supposedly made a list of everyone who favorited... A Man in Black's a woman? Oh, whatever. Favorited a tweet falsely claiming that she was running a Whisper campaign, and according to her, spread the list via Whisper. Whisper campaigns getting really overused here. She directly named Soha and frequently names Soha, unlike SGG, who hid behind vague references and dog whistles and racist terms. On the same day, Secret made her own tweets and complained about Rakshasa and Weird Whisper campaign and told people to go look at a Man in Black's feed, proving once again that Rakshasa was Soha. That she knows who Soha is. The Wolf named Soha on 17th, accusing Soha of putting her on public shit list for favoriting the tweet that lied about Soha, which supposedly resulted in her getting blocked by video game industry people as the abusive harasser that she is. Whoops! Sucks to suck, doesn't it? Apple Cider was angry that a Man in Black was openly lying about Soha and a Whisper campaign. Let's see. And I find it hilariously ironic that people like a Man in Black get to make shit up about Soha but publicly tweet about it, so it's authoritative fact that when a dude makes a statement, but it's a Whisper campaign when people privately think the others are shitty. Okay. These people hate each other. How the fuck do they coordinate, and how do they manage to hold a unified front when they're all at each other's throats? It's just like, okay, so the thing about the alt-right is without social justice warriors there to oppose them, they're all really boring people. Like, Gavin without fucking, feminists and activists and all those people, he's so fucking boring that he has to stick dildos up his ass. Milo, without activists, his career just went down the shitter. He was shilling for Alex Jones on InfoWars for male vitality. Now, on the left, without, the alt-right, the neo-Nazis, whatever you want to call them, the social justice warrior people, they turn on each other. It's fucking crazy. Like, it's crazy, and it's fascinating how different these political extremes react when there's no one left to oppose them. And I think the reason why the right ends up winning most of the time is because without anyone opposing them, they're just boring. But the left will destroy itself if it doesn't have an enemy in front of it. It's crazy. Someone I can only imagine was Khan began archiving all of Soha tweets for the past month. Let's see. Women are always made to compete against each other for literally any scrap, so don't perpetuate it. It's incredibly hurtful and rude. Disagreeing with Lee's on-point tweets yesterday is one thing, but if you're using it to pit her against other women, that really sucks. I think at 40L. Alright, the Khan-Soha conflict heated up again on August 14th, 2015, because the Wolf was getting called out for something Secret Gamer Girl made her measure twice, block once. Post? Made a series of tweets, and then a storify of tweets from a Con member and herself. Caps of the storify can be seen in this post. Everyone aware of the Ally Zone drama believes Secret Gamer Girl was talking about Soha. Given she uses the same descriptions of her, was white knighting the people Soha accused of attacking, and again accuses her of going after Zoe and Dinah Abu Karam. Oh, this is Kiwi Farms. I don't know if I want... Maybe it's best I not go... Oh, I don't even think this thread here is here anymore. Whatever. social security. So I made a tweet thread complaining about social justice Twitter the past few months. Too many people who have personal beefs are labeling others abusive and smearing work and activism. It's too much. You know what? I'm going to stop the video here. There's going to be a part 2. I promise. I'm recording it as soon as I stop and start this video over again. Because, wow, this is longer than the fucking trash override post.